Okay, shoes are a very important thing. One shoe can alter the way someone walks, their posture, and the striking force to the ground, whether it be the forefoot, the foot first hitting the ground, or the heel. Shoes come in a variety of shapes, sizes, forms, but for the past 100 years they remain really fairly unchanged, with a hardened sole and a rigid body with a very protective heel to protect the foot. However, there is a different form of shoe, and that's called a Vibram 5 Fingers. It is a shoe that mimics barefoot walking and creates a feeling of like you're not wearing a shoe. It has very, very, very little grip, no heel at all, and no sole. What happens with it is it creates a feeling of pretty much like skin contact onto the ground. And yeah. So today I'm going to discuss the key differences between the shoe and the Vibram 5 Fingers, and how it can relate to posture, your health, and the striking force to the ground, which I'll discuss later. First I'll discuss the tennis shoe. The tennis shoe is a just normal shoe like most people of you are wearing, with a hardened sole and a hardened heel. When most people walk with a tennis shoe, because of the hardened heel, it creates a heel first attraction to the ground, and is not the way the body is designed. I have the picture up, I would have showed you, but when you walk with a tennis shoe, the heel impacts the ground first with a tennis shoe, and the Vibram 5 Fingers, because it doesn't have a heel, you tend to walk with the forefront as you're supposed to. There are 26 bones in the foot with 107 ligaments, and all those ligaments and bones are concentrated in the front of the foot. So when you're walking on your heel, you're creating an impact that actually goes into your skeletal muscle and not on the foot, creating bad posture, damage to your legs, and damage to the foot. The tennis shoe does not actually protect against walking and running, and actually causes more stress to the bones. A Harvard study with the University of Michigan Medical Center conducted a 20-year study with barefoot running with shoes like the Vibram 5 Fingers and normal tennis shoes, and found that when you walk with tennis shoes, you put up to 7% of your body weight onto your legs and spine, while the Vibram 5 Fingers and other barefoot designed shoes, you only put 1.7% of your body weight on your feet. So it's a tremendous difference in the two when it comes to movement, body weight, and the force. With barefoot running, in walking, you walk and go on your foot, like I said earlier, because there is no hardened heel. And with that lack of protection from the heel, you actually protect your body more in the general concept, because that is where your bones and ligaments are located. The heel is an artificial tool in the shoe when they harden it. It's not, you're not supposed to walk on your heels, but you end up doing that with the shoe because of the way it's designed. And that is the key differences in those two shoes. Thank you.
All right, so Barbie, what did you think?
I thought that you stated your thesis very clearly, and yeah, you went through all the things, the difference between a regular tennis shoe and the Vibram 5 shoe, and it was kind of interesting to learn that barefoot is actually better than the $100 that we pay for regular tennis shoes. And yet the citation of the Harvard study of the 20 years test that they did, that was useful. And I just thought, you had good delivery, with making eye contact and everything. I just wish your visuals worked.
What happened?
It kept flashing on the light that's on. Yeah, push it on 3 minutes and just get flat.
Okay, yeah, well, that's because you're not supposed to turn it on and off, the projector. If you...
Well, it was like originally it was like flashing on, and then
Yeah, you don't want to turn the display on and off because the camera has to warm up and cool down, and it's extremely hot. This is one of those things. So it's flashing because it's turning on. When you push it again, you turn it back off. Okay. Why don't you come up and just give us a quick slideshow of the picture so I can give you some credit for the visuals that you had.
Okay, so this is the Vibrant 5 fingers. You may have seen people walking around with this. As you can see, the toes are individual, and there is no heel, there is no sole. It's just a rubber, few millimeters in thickness, and it is very, very light, only a few grams, and it mimics completely barefoot walking because there is no support, no sole, no insole, no heel, no nothing. So it mimics barefoot walking in all sense and form. When you see a runner run with normal shoes and the Vibrant 5 fingers, you can see that with the tennis shoe, the runner will always go heel first, just because of the hardened heel and the hardened sole gives the sense of, it makes the body mechanics different because it gives a sense that there's more protection. But in reality, in the long-term effects, there isn't, because the heel is only one bone structure while all 26 bones concentrated on the foot are in the front. So there is an inadequate display of force in the foot. And with the Vibrant 5 fingers, you can see the difference with a runner when they start walking in the forefront of the foot. When they run, they land generally in the front. They don't go heel first. And the difference is in even display in body mechanics, there's an equal level of force, and it's not concentrated in one region, which is highly, on the health standard, it's better for the legs and spine, because the concentration from the ground to the foot goes into, or the ground to the foot goes only in this region and never travels up the leg. So those are the visuals. Thank you for participating.
All right, let me just give you a couple. Did you have anything else you wanted to add? All right. I thought the greeting was a little bit rushed, but you had a nice statement of the importance of your subject that you're talking about. It just seems a little bit awkward as a starting point. I think you need some additional setup. Your goal was clearly stated, that you had an okay justification, and there's a good setup of what the content was. But once you got into the speech, maybe part of it is because you had the problem with the visuals, but it seemed like you basically went over the same information twice. I got the whole description about the heel versus the front of the foot in two different places, and I'm going, you know, I wasn't sure if you were just struggling for recall or if there was a separate point that you were trying to make there, and without the visuals it was hard to understand what that was. I think the first image that you have of in the visuals would have helped clarify things quite a bit at the beginning of the speech. And the two images that you have of the runner, they do convey a good idea there. Like I said, Gesundheit, they need to be integrated into the speech a little bit more, just a little bit more practice and planning. And don't be shy about asking for help if you're having a problem. We'll try and figure those things out, but it's like I said, it's a perfect example of sometimes you need to know what the heck you're doing with the equipment that you've got, and you probably just figured, well, I'm just turning off the picture, but you turn it off, it takes it 3 minutes to cool down and 2 minutes to boot back up. So yeah, it's like turning on and off a computer. It's a little bit problematic. All right, so you got to be careful about that. All right, thank you.